What's up, everybody? This is Rybo at the bench. Today I'm doing a review of the CRKT M16. This is the 01S model of the M16, which is just a smaller version. This is a very popular knife from CRKT. A lot of people love this M16 design with the holes throughout here. So really popular. Picked one up at a good deal, so I thought I'd give it a try. I've owned this knife for probably a year now, so have some decent experience carrying it, and I'm going to share my opinions. So this knife comes in, I want to say around 3 ounces. Forgot my scale out in the shop today, but I believe it's around 3 ounces. The blade is a little over 3 inches. And this is one of the Chinese budget steels, 8CR 13 MOV or 14 MOV, I can't remember. But you know, nothing spectacular, and you wouldn't really expect it at the price point. I think these are trending at around 20 bucks. So, you know, budget knife, and should be kind of compared against other budget knives. So this is a flipper liner lock. Frame lock. Frame lock. You can see right there. And flipper's actually quite nice. I have had no issues with it. I believe it's Teflon washers, plastic washers in there. But I have never had any issues with the flipper. That's actually one of the things that's performed fairly well. Pardon the sweat marks. I am in the Carolinas and it's the middle of the summer, so it is pretty hot out here. So size comparisons, I think in terms of my collection, the closest thing to this guy is the Ontario Rat 2. Just in terms of size, blade shape-ish, I mean, this is really all I have to compare it to. The Spyderco FRN Chaparral is also, I guess, kind of in the same line, and maybe the Delica, but those are just really entirely different knives to me in terms of price point and use. But the Ontario Rat 2 is a little bit more expensive, but it's kind of right in there. It's in a budget steel AUS 8, and it's about the same size, so that's kind of what I'm going to compare to. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this one. So overall, I'm going to ruin the end. I'm not really all that impressed with this knife, even at the price point. It's got a lot of the issues that a lot of CRKT knives have. Some of the ones that I've reviewed before, you know, it has some of those same issues. I think the reason that a lot of people like this is the slim profile. I guess just the aesthetics of the knife. It looks pretty cool, I guess. But overall, I've just not been very impressed, and I'll kind of go through why. You know, one is the biggest one to me at first when I started carrying this knife that was noticeable was the pocket clip. Pocket clip is not terrible in and of itself. It is, I guess, a fairly deep carry to about right there. But the problem is you can only carry this knife tip down. So there's no way to carry it tip up. You can flip it left or right-handed, but the problem is with a flipper in particular, if you're carrying this knife tip down like this, when you reach in to grab the knife, you have to pull it out and flip it over in order to deploy the knife. Typically when you carry a flipper like this, you would want to carry it like this, so you could reach in the pocket and your finger's already, you know, right there so that you can pull it out. But you can't do that with this knife, and it's really annoying. The pocket clip here is pretty shallow too, so it can be a little bit difficult to actually get that hooked in. But the biggest issue is just you can't carry this knife tip up. So that's one pretty major annoyance. You know, honestly, the whole design here with the holes throughout the handle here, I guess it's done in an attempt to say, you know, we'll take some weight away from the knife. I think it's more an aesthetic thing, and from what I've seen with this knife and other ones, I have some friends who carry the M16 and the larger version, it just leads to a really dirty knife. So, I mean, dust tends to get in here more. I guess it is easier because, you know, you can just rinse it out, but I'm not a fan. You know, it is what it is. It's not a huge deal, but I just I don't get it. It's not my thing. And so I just, you know, whatever. Besides that, the flipper is actually pretty good. It's small enough that it kind of stays out of the way, although when you're carrying it, it's up against the right side of your pocket, so it doesn't matter anyway. But the flipper works pretty nicely. The thumb stud I actually like quite a bit as a lock bar. It's pretty useless as an actual way to deploy the knife. There's really no way that you can flip that open, so you need to use the flipper tab. But as a lock bar, you know, works just fine. Steel is budget steel, nothing special there. You kind of get what you pay for. So final conclusions, I don't have a ton of thoughts on this other than, you know, for the size, it's an efficient use of space, but overall, I think there's a lot better ways to spend your money. Something like the Ontario Rat 2 is just a little bit more expensive, but you're getting better action. You're getting what I think is a better steel, at least takes a better edge to me. You can flip the pocket clip any way that you want to. It's pretty decent pocket clip there. And just a much better all-around knife. Overall, Cricut blades just haven't really impressed me all that much. I did have one that I really liked, the Cricut Hammond, not really a practical carry blade. That one was stolen from my car in a break-in a couple years ago, which kind of sucks. But overall, like Cricut, it's a very distinctive design. You know, it's a Cricut when you're looking at it. I know a lot of people love it, but when you get down to it, I think even for the price, you're overpaying. Just really hasn't impressed me that much. The blade shape is not super helpful for day-to-day tasks, and it's not a great slicer at all. So overall, it's going to be a cut for me, but hopefully somebody else can enjoy it. I know there will be strong opinions about this one, so leave me a comment and tell me why you really like the M16, and maybe it'll change my mind. But honestly, probably not. All right, thanks everybody. See ya.